Welcome to Max Food Studio. My name is Carey Kastner and I'm the owner-operator of Tailored Table Personal Chef Service. And I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Today we're honored and privileged to be here at the Juniper Kitchen, and we're going to be making Turkey Tetrazzini, one of my all-time favorites, and one of my favorite ways to use up all that leftover turkey. To move things along today here with our Turkey Tetrazzini recipe, I've gone ahead and took care of my breadcrumbs on the stovetop. Gave them a little char, toasted them a little bit. You want to do that ahead of time. We have our leftover turkey from our Thanksgiving dinner. And this is a wonderful way to use up those leftovers from Thanksgiving dinner, especially the turkey. The other thing we've done here is we've just gone ahead and gotten all the other ingredients ready. We've sliced our mushrooms, we got our fresh green peas out here, and we're ready to now make what's called the velouté sauce. And this is the sauce that will bind all these ingredients together. Velouté is just a fancy French name for a chicken stock sauce made with butter and flour. It's nothing more than that. So we can now come over to our stovetop and we're going to melt the butter for our velouté. Just maybe move it around inside this pot, get it distributed, and as soon as it is completely melted, you do want to make sure it's completely melted. You don't want any chunks of butter in there. The idea behind this sauce is to get it nice and consistent and as smooth as possible. So I think we're at that point now. And to those 4 tablespoons of butter, I'm going to add roughly, 2 tablespoons of flour. You don't want to, again, put too much flour in here where it's going to clump up on you. And now we're going to incorporate the flour with the butter, and you can see it's going to get nice and smooth and kind of a creamy consistency here. Make sure you're getting all of that butter fully fully incorporated into the butter so it does cook a little bit for you. And I think we're pretty close to reaching that point. Now we're going to take our turkey stock, which I've warmed up a little bit in the microwave. That will help to incorporate the stock into this roux mixture and hopefully make for a nice smooth consistency with little to no lumps. And that's exactly what's happening here. We're getting a nice, smooth, consistent, velvety sauce. And move it. And I, at this point, might even take it off the heat. And it looks like this is doing very well. All the flour, butter mixture is incorporating with the turkey stock nicely. And so at this point, I'm going to turn my heat off and just put it back on that warm burner. If you're using a gas stove, make sure you don't have the flame running when you do this part, because we're going to incorporate the marsala. And I'm going to put a little marsala in here and get that in there, and it's integrating wonderfully with the velouté sauce. And this sauce is done. The marsala I am using today is from the Cove at Mackenthun's, and it's called Ursasi, sweet marsala. And it will give our velouté sauce a nice little sweet touch when we combine all of this together. The next part of this process is assembling everything before we put it into the oven. And what I want to do here is to put our pasta in first. And you want to just make sure you got a good portion of pasta that fully covers the bottom of your casserole dish. Don't want to overdo it with the pasta. You want to make sure that proportionally it mixes well with our sauce and other ingredients. So I think that's probably just enough right there. Move it around, make sure that the bottom's fully covered with the pasta. And then we're going to take our leftover turkey. Go ahead and we're going to add that to the casserole. And distribute that nice and evenly so we get, that looks good. And then we're going to come back to the sauce. Frozen green peas. Our sliced mushrooms. We are going to mix this all together so that those two ingredients are incorporated very well with the velouté sauce. And we'll bring it over to our assembly table. Ladle the sauce over the leftover turkey and pasta, making sure we get every last bit of that in there. Really going to give this a wonderful flavor profile in the end. Let's go ahead and take our spatula and move that velouté sauce with the peas and the mushrooms over the entire bed of pasta and leftover turkey. And at this stage is when I'd probably want to give it a little seasoning. Nice freshly cracked pepper here, and just a tip when you're seasoning whatever you're seasoning, do it from 12 inches up because you'll cover the entire dish that way and not clump it all up in one area. And my salt come next, and keep it high and just go over that, making sure that every part of this casserole is covered with salt and pepper. It's looking good. And then I'm going to take my pre-toasted breadcrumbs and drop those over the top nicely, making sure that they're evenly distributed. When these cook off, it'll give it a nice crunchy top on the tetrazzini. Pretty good on these. Wonderful. And now we are ready to move this to the oven. Today I would like to pair this wonderful meal with this Sauvignon Blanc from Wooden Link Vineyards that is purchased from the Cove at Mackenthun's Wine and Spirits. Will go very well with our dinner tonight. So the only thing left to do here now is to plate up some of this wonderfully looking Turkey Tetrazzini. Nice and steamy hot. Don't you just love eating pasta? Salute.